Hello children. So in the last class we have discussed about distance and today we are going to discuss about measurement. Let's get into the topic. So what do you mean by measurement? Measurement means the comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity. This known fixed quantity is called as a unit. So they have told in the definition like comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity. What do you mean by the unknown quantity and with the known quantity? For example, if you are drawing a straight line in a rough paper, take it as one end as A and the other end as B. By looking at the line, you will not know what is the length of the line which you have drawn. Yes, so what you will do immediately to find the length of the line which you have drawn, immediately you will take a scale from your geometry box and you will start to measure the length of the line which you have drew. So this is how you will measure the length of the line which you have drew. So the line which you have drawn is called the unknown quantity, and with some known quantity, the scale which you have used for measuring that line. Now you understood what is measurement. So this known fixed quantity is called the unit. Got it? Now the result of a measurement, so you would have obtained one result, right? Whether it may be 10 centimeter or it is 5 centimeter or 6 centimeter, whatever it may be, the result which you have obtained will be expressed in two different parts. So one part is a number and the other part is the unit of the measurement. So one part is a number which you know already, the length of the line which you have drawn. The other part is the unit of measurement, which is the scale which you have used for measuring purpose. Now you got it. Now based on this measurement concept, we are going to look into two different examples. Example 1, measuring length and breadth of a room in your home. In case if you are sitting in one room, just observe the length and breadth of your room. By observing through your eyes, you cannot predict the measurement, but by using your foot as a unit of length, you can measure the length and breadth of the room. And how you are supposed to use your foot as a unit of length? For example, if your age is around 12, your foot length will be in a different size. In case you're going to measure the length of the room with your sibling's foot, in case if he is around some 15 to 17 years of age, his foot length will be different. So consider both the persons and observe the length and breadth of the room. So use your foot step by step around the room, along the length as well as the breadth, and record all the observations in the table like the one which I have provided here. For example, name of the person if it is going to be A, and the length of the room if it is going to be 12, and the width of the room is going to be 15. This is for the person's A foot length. Similarly, for person's B foot length, the length and the width of the room is varying, so both the measurements will not be same. Got it? Here the length of the room is found to be 12 lengths of your foot. Then 12 is the number and foot length as the unit selected for the measurement. That is, 12 will be considered as the number using your footsteps, and the foot length which you have used for measuring the length of your room will be considered as the unit selected for the measurement. I hope you understood this example. Similarly, we look into another set of example, measuring the width of a table with a handspan. So handspan is the one which I have shown in this picture. So this is called as a handspan from the tip of your thumb finger to the tip of your little finger. So use your handspan as a unit to measure the width of a table or a desk in the room. Record all observations in the table provided, much similar to the foot length which you have used for recording your length and breadth of the room. Similarly, if you have a desk or a table in your home, just use your handspan as a unit to measure and identify and record the observations, like how many number of handspans you have used from one end of the table to the other end of the table. So here I have given two different observations. So for person A, the number of handspans he has used is 4, and for person B, the number of handspans is 5. So just answer these two questions. Are all the measurements for the room using everybody's foot equal? No. So we have recorded two different observations. For one person, we got a different set of foot lengths for the length as well as the breadth. Similarly, by using the handspan, we got different set of measurements. So nothing seems to be equal. Perhaps the results could be different as the length of your handspan and that of your friends may not be the same. So to overcome all these differences, people have introduced the standard units of measurement that do not change from one person to other person. So that is what we are going to discuss now, which is the standard units of measurement. So before getting into this topic, in ancient times, how do you think the length of a foot, the width of a finger, and the distance of a step are commonly used as a different units of measurement? So if you look in the ancient times, there were no units of measurement like an inch tape or whether a scale or else a meter rod. Nothing was it. So how do you think people would have measured the length? So nothing but they have used the length of the foot and the width of the finger as well as the steps, the number of steps they use. So based on all these things, they have measured the different units of measurements. So let us look at some examples here, how measurements varied in different parts of the world. So throughout the world, they have used different types of measurements using their body parts itself. If you look at Indus Valley civilization, the excavations were of perfect geometrical constructions. And if you look at ancient Egypt, they used from the elbow to the fingertips as a cubit of length. And if you look at the other parts of the region, they used the foot as a unit of length in different parts of the world. But this foot length will vary from one person to other person. If you look at Romans, they measured with their pace or steps. What do you mean by pace is nothing but a single step is called as a pace. And in ancient India, the small length measurements used were angle or a fist. So they used their finger or their fist as a small length measurements. For example, you would have seen many flower sellers throughout Tamil Nadu or India, wherever you see, they will be using their forearm as a unit of length for garlands in many towns of India. So many such body parts continue to be in use as a unit of length when convenient. So I'll show you one example, show you a picture related to this example. See, look at this lady who's measuring the flower using her forearm. Yes, so they used their forearm as a unit of length for garlands. So this is how they will sell the flowers to the customers. And so by using different types of measurements using our body parts, the measurements varied from one person to another person. If the person is going to be short, the measurements they have they recorded will be of different sizes. If the person is going to be tall or if the person is going to be little fat, the measurements will vary. So to overcome all these things, in 1790 the French created a standard unit of measurement called the metric system. So that everyone around the world will use the same unit of measurement to record the observations. So the system of units now used is known as the International System of Units, which is called SI units. So SI units is nothing but the International System of Units. In short, they will call it as SI units. So the SI unit of length is a meter. So what is meant by a meter? First of all, a meter is nothing but which is divided into 100 equal divisions called a centimeter. In your scale which you have in your geometry box, if you look at the scale, 1 centimeter will have some 10 millimeters in between, right? So if it is going to be a 15 centimeter scale, you will have 10 millimeters between each and every centimeter. Similarly, a meter is nothing but 100 centimeter comprises of 1 meter. That is what they have given here. So this will come under standard unit of measurement as well. Each centimeter has 10 equal divisions, which is called millimeter. Thus 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter and 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So using these small measurements, we cannot measure the large distances. For example, from your home to school, if it covers around some 4 kilometer or some 5 kilometer, you cannot measure using the meter scale or else using a 15 centimeter scale or 30 centimeter scale. So you have to go with some large measurement units. So to measure the large unit of length, we use different set of measuring units, which is called kilometers. So the large distances will be measured using kilometer and not meter. So 1000 meter comprises of 1 kilometer. So similarly, we have many different types of measuring units. So this is how the meter scale will look like, which you have in your geometry box. So it is a 15 centimeter scale, which you would have seen already. So I hope you understood today's class about measurement. So in the later class we'll discuss about motion and the types of motion and other stuffs. Thank you, children.